Hi, today we'll be looking at the iDS6 software, getting a loop and a demand campaign to work together. Now we went over a loop campaign briefly under creating a campaign. There are two more types. There's a demand campaign and insert campaign. You must have the A1 license for these to work. And the insert campaign is literally like it sounds, can be inserted for a certain time period on a certain day. So you might want something just for an hour at lunchtime. You can insert a campaign that is separate from your other two campaigns at that point, and it'll play for that time period. A demand campaign is one that you can interact with, basically. So it needs to be a touch screen for the demand campaigns to work. If you've only got a non-touch screen, then you'll only be doing loops and inserts. Now, so what we're going to do at the moment is we're going to have a 4-website loop that, when interacted with, will switch to a demand campaign. So we're going to go through that now. So I've created 3 websites here. We're just going to do the 4th one on the fly, so you can see how I did those. Very quick and brief. So we're just going to clone one of the previous ones because we want the same layout. All we're doing is changing the content. So I'm going to clone website 3 and we're going to call it website 4, and we want it to be in the destination of the 4-website loop because that's where we're wanting it to be. You can at this point change a different campaign for it to be under if you're accidentally in the wrong campaign. We're just going to click OK, and you'll see that our layout is already there because it is copied from the previous program. And what I'm showing you here is that we also have created a link to the demand campaign. So you've got 3 options here. One is a no demand, which is the default. And then you've got an enter demand, which enters the demand campaign at the start. Basically goes right to the start and chooses the first program, and that's the program that it plays. And a map to demand, which is the one that we're choosing now. When you click on the 4th program in the loop campaign, it will switch to the 4th program in the demand campaign. And if you click on the 2nd program within the loop campaign, it'll switch to the 2nd program in the demand campaign. So they are mapped to the same position of program within each of the 2 campaigns. So once we save that, we're just going to go to content, and we're going to change from what it was on the 3rd program, and we're going to edit that, and we're going to change that to website 4. And you'll see here that below that we've got a play duration of 30 seconds. So each website will play for 30 seconds, then it will move to the next website, and then to the next website, and then loop back. So you can have one website play for 30 seconds, and you can have a second website play for a minute if you wish, and the third website can play for 2 minutes if you wish, or you can have them all the same. So then we're just going to exit out of there. So that's our 4 websites within the loop created. So now we're going to audit that so that it will actually upload into the in the campaign area. So that's gone white, so that's good. So now we're going to go to demand, and we're going to create the 4th one here. But instead of cloning, I'm going to start from scratch because I'm going to show you the timer that is within that part. So we're going to go new, and we're going to give it the name of website 4. And you'll see here we've got a play duration. So we're going to choose idle state 30 seconds exit. So what that means is if no one interacts with the screen for 30 seconds, or in other words the screen is idle for 30 seconds, then it will exit out of that program and start the loop again. There is also an idle state play 1 loop and exit, idle state loop play always. So depending on what you've created and how you want to interact with it, you may choose one of these other solutions. And then we're going to make sure that we've got the right aspect ratio and resolution, and we're going to click OK. Now, because I haven't cloned that, we don't have the same layout yet. So I'm just going to choose a website, and we're going to create that, and then we're going to go to full screen. And then what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to move that down slightly so it starts at 66. We can change that manually, click OK. and then we're going to go to no demand, but we're going to create an exit button ourselves so that we can manually exit out of the program if we want to. So we're creating an image, and I'm just going to create a box here, and we're going to make it 66 by 66. Okay, and then we're going to move it to the top and into the middle, which is 507 for the sizing that we have currently. And then I'm going to save that, and then we're going to go to content, and for the image, we're going to go back to layout for a second, and the image itself is actually going to have a demand of exit. So in the demand layouts, you have more options. So depending on how many programs you have, all of those programs are listed here. So that button, if I wanted to, could move to the second program in the demand campaign, or the third, or wherever I like, or it may go back a page, or in this instance we're going to go to exit. But you can also full screen a video when you click on it, or start an app, or have a slide. So you can have, you can move from one slide to the next slide when interacting with a campaign. So we're choosing exit because we want it to exit out of the campaign and go back to the loop campaign. And then we're going to click OK. If you make any changes in this bottom part here, you need to click OK first for that change to take place, and then save. If you don't click OK, it won't save that. And then we're going to go to content, and we're going to put an image in there, which I've got my close button image, and we're going to add that, and we want that to be in the right aspect ratio, so we're going to edit that, and we're going to go to auto scale and click OK. And then under under the web, we're going to add a website to that, and we don't want to play duration here under the on demand, because we want it to continue to play, we continue to interact with it. We don't want it resetting or changing in any way until we've finished interacting with it. So I'm just going to click OK, and then we're going to audit that so that they play. So you'll see we've got our 4 websites, 1, 2, 3, 4. They map the same order as the loop. And then we go to our player, and we choose our player or players, and we then click campaign. And then we wish to select our loop campaign, which is our 4 website loop, and our demand campaign, which is our 4 website demand, and bind them both to the screen. So once all the content is uploaded, that'll start playing the loop on the screen itself, and it'll play one website after the next for 30 seconds and then start again. When the website that you want to interact with comes up on the screen, you touch the website. It'll switch to the same website on the demand side of it, and you can interact with that for as long as you wish. And because we've, under the settings here, chosen under demand, we've chosen to idle state 30 seconds exit. When someone stops interacting with that screen for 30 seconds, it will exit out of that and go back to looping. And that's how you create a loop and demand campaign and get them to work together.